help me take this wrap off?
Nah, I'd rather watch it with the fans. Gotta show them what a butte comes out underneath. What's up, everyone? So as you know from the title of the video, my 2006 Mercedes E350 needed over $1,000 of work, and me and my friend Get Famous or Die Trying fixed it for under $50. So I just want to say I do love this car, and I love how it looks and everything about this car I do love, except for the one part I'm about to show you. It has to be the biggest design flaw in all Mercedes. So the problem I was having with my car was when sitting in neutral or park, it would just rev itself up and do so until the engine got so hot, and then the whole dashboard lit up like a Christmas tree and had every single light that you could possibly imagine, and the whole car just shuddered and turned off as all the lights illuminated the dashboard. And I found out all I was missing was a little plastic plug that goes over the manifold, which makes no sense why they'd have the design like this. And I'm sorry I didn't film when we were putting the parts in. I did start filming, but then it just got too stressful with how the job was going. So I just shut off the camera and just tried to get the car fixed, because that's all I wanted at the moment. So I'll put up another clip, but the plug is back there. And once I have this all removed, you'll see it better. But we had to take off this, and also had to take off that valve right there. So it was missing a plug down there, and it sounded like a horrible vacuum leak. So I got the swirl activator repair kit, and it comes with all three of these, and it also came with two little plastic plugs, which basically are like soda bottle caps, and we just stuck them on there over the holes and siliconed all around it. So I contacted Mercedes-Benz, and they were nice enough to tell me what my engine was missing. I just sent them a couple pictures of where the hole was on my engine, and I told them a little bit about what my car was doing. It took them a couple of days, and then they told me I was missing a cover and linkage for the right side swirl activator, which I have no clue what that does. All it does is change the airflow, I'm pretty sure. But I was told by Mercedes they don't just individually manufacture that part anymore, so I would need to buy a rebuilt manifold and then send them back my old manifold, and it'd be $891 for just the rebuilt manifold, no labor. So it's definitely like $1,100 job, and me and my buddies did it for $50. So shout out to them, huge thank you. It's not completely fixed, but it runs pretty good. And you can see I'm a do-it-yourselfer, because Service D exceeded by 665 days, and all the other services were exceeded by that amount of days too. Now the check engine light did come on a couple of days after driving the car around, and I'm pretty sure it's just because we didn't get silicone the whole way around, so I'm going to re-silicone it at some point. But this car has been running, so I can't complain. It could get me anywhere I wanted to at all. I just can't sit idling in neutral or park. So that's not a huge problem to me. I know most people couldn't deal with that, and they'd have to buy the rebuilt manifold, but I can tell you I'm definitely not spending $1,100 for the manifold, because this car needs way more work to it done than that, I'm pretty sure, because I've just beaten the shit out of it. Especially now, since it's had this problem, I've just really been sending it. And sorry I haven't filmed any of it. I just wanted to make sure this car would be reliable before I made a video about how I repaired it. Like, look at that interior. I really don't want to get rid of this car. I love it, but the time may be coming soon. So I'm just gonna send the shit out of it until this thing doesn't run anymore. I'm not gonna put any money into it other than gas and oil. Other than that, we're just gonna see how long this thing runs for with bare minimum maintenance to it at all. And I have drove it for over 2 hours on one drive, so it definitely will get me anywhere I need to. It's probably only worth like $2,000 maybe, if I'm lucky. I don't know. But it still runs like a champ, so there's no point of me getting rid of this thing. And you know, I don't really care about check engine lights. They don't really bother me. Oh shit, there's some people. Oh yeah. See, I can't pin around too much right now. There's way too many people walking. Every time I come around the corner, there's another person walking on the road. So I'm gonna try to stay away from pinning tonight, but surely know I'm sending it every time I drive this thing. It's pretty funny. She was pissed. She definitely heard me coming from behind. And this car's not even that loud. That's what the crazy part is. This exhaust is stock, but I do love the whining noise the engine makes when pinning on it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in this video, but I will get my friends to stand on the road and I'll do a few flybys for you guys so you can hear what I'm talking about. As if this car wasn't already my personal go-kart, now that's almost impossible to sell unless I get that fixed or sell it for really cheap. I'm just gonna really beat the shit out of it now. So that was almost 90 miles an hour right there. And in the past few weeks since patching those holes, I've hit 100 a few times. And I'm sorry, I should have filmed it. I just didn't have a camera with me, which I definitely gotta start carrying a GoPro everywhere with me because there's always crazy stuff going on. So that was just a complete mash to the ground right there. I just held my foot as far as I could push it. Is anyone up for some tire squealing? Because I can't do burnouts in this car. So the only thing I can do is just send corners hard. So if you guys can't tell, I do not baby this car whatsoever. I did redline it hundreds, if not thousands of times before those plastic pieces broke. So this car is definitely awesome. Just try to find a newer model and see if they don't have those stupid little swirl activators, because I don't think any other car in the world has something like that. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but most cars are way simpler than that. You don't need a stupid little piece like that to control such a main component. This car has taken a lot of abuse. I'm proud of it. I do not regret buying this car whatsoever. I'm glad to say I got to own a Mercedes because now I drive a Honda Civic, so at least I owned a Mercedes at some point in my life. So if I can't ever afford a Mercedes again, at least I can say I own one, and I'm thankful for that. It's definitely been a fun ride with this car. I hope I can drive it around for another year or so, but we're just gonna full send it every time I drive it. I can guarantee you that. Well, we done squealed them, boys. I really can't believe this car is not broken yet with how many times I've just completely mashed that pedal to the floor. And they say you're not supposed to take a Mercedes past regular shifting points, but I redline the piss out of this thing, and I love it. So I suggest if you own an older luxury vehicle, or actually any kind of older vehicle in general, you're gonna wanna become a do-it-yourselfer and just look up a couple YouTube videos. Now, most of them are pretty easy to do most of the maintenance on the cars. Oh yeah, you guys definitely heard that red line. So I don't even know what the red line count for this video is, but I can tell you it's just the average drive for me. This is what I've been doing every single time I've drove it. Oh my God. Some guy just watched that go down. It didn't sound like a lot because it's just a little baby squeal on camera, but I can tell you, you can hear that thing from at least a couple football fields away. And he was right next to it when it happened. So yeah guys, sorry if I didn't pin on it enough for this video, but the amount of people that probably called in on me is too many. Now you know how I feel when I drive a lime green motorcycle. I must be hated everywhere. And this thing just looks like a normal car. I definitely gotta go park it. Look, when it's sitting in drive, it just sits and idles pretty good. And it's definitely better to plug that hole, because if not, it just sucks in a ridiculous amount of air and your car just overheats. So hopefully with those holes plugged up, it doesn't kill the car, but I didn't really have an option, because if I left it unplugged, then it just went, oh my God. Someone freaking blowing grass in the middle of the road. So story time right now. The funniest thing ever happened the other day. Get Famous Without Trying was driving, and some guy blew grass the whole way across the road. I'm not just talking about a couple patches here and there. You couldn't see any of the road whatsoever, and he was in his $146 car that he got, and he pulled the e-brake, and the grass was so dry that clouds of smoke just engulfed the back of his car, and you couldn't even see him within like 3 seconds. It was pretty awesome. I'm sure that guy was so pissed off, but you know what? It's street justice for blowing your grass out there. Because if I was on a motorcycle, I would have been fucked. I can tell you that. It sucks that a car that should go till 250,000 miles at least breaks at 120,000 miles because of little plastic pieces that are a vital part of your car. Hey, I need you to move, guy. Get the hell out of the way, please. Oh, you guys got some balls, huh? Come on, let's go. Thank you. If you're like me and you're not too high maintenance, you can deal with a minor issue like it has right now. It should be no problem for you to drive this thing around to and from any place you want. I wouldn't even really be that embarrassed if any girls came with me and they saw how it ran right now. It's running a little bit shitty, but you know what? It's had hundreds of hours of just beat runs on it. It's been my personal go-kart. I've loved every minute of it. So hopefully one day I get an AMG, but it'll definitely be a little while before I get another Mercedes, because there's a lot of other vehicles I want to get first, and it wouldn't make sense for me to get another Mercedes anytime soon. And they're definitely a little bit expensive, so you gotta have a little bit of money when you buy them. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next video. Hey. Hey buddy, I'm trying to do stuff. Quit licking my toes. Hey, weirdo. Thor.